It's going to be a wild night on the show. Get ready to call in and be heard. And I don't know why we're doing this, but here we go. Welcome to Cutting Edge Hero! I am the Nerd King, Danny Stewart, your host for this and some of, but certainly not all episodes of Cutting Edge Hero. I'm joined tonight by the world's greatest co-host and one of my favorite people on the entire planet, the one, the only, Landon Felter. Landon, how are you tonight?
I'm doing just fine. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Glad to see you back in the studio on the show. And we're excited. We're excited to do the show tonight. Excited that you're back. Excited for all of the nerdy shit we're going to talk about tonight. I'm also joined by my older brother and one of my best friends in the entire world, Joey Stewart. Joey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here too. Yeah, I'm glad you're here and that you're within range. But anyway, tonight we are going to be talking about some of, but certainly not all of the news and the bullet points. And then after that, we're going to be info dumping and breaking down our 5 favorite things to info dump about on the hit list. And we are going to open up the voice chat for listeners to jump in and info dump their number 5s through 1s as well. We'll try it out. We have a history of shit never working out the way we want it to, as Landon pointed out right before we went live. And so that's going to be a good time. But before we do any of that, guys, what's the nerdiest thing you've done this week? Landon?
Okay, so this is something that also bleeds into last week. But recently I bought a game that I played what feels like ages ago, and I just was never able to find it until I finally got that like special amount of keywords in Google to finally find it. It's called Ascension.
Okay.
And it's basically a card game that's made by some former Magic the Gathering tournament champions. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And me and my partner played it like 3 or 4 times in 1 week alone because we just really enjoyed it that much.
That's really cool. So is it a deck building game?
It is a deck building game. Ben, I'm so glad you know what Ascension is. It is a deck building game. You buy cards, and as long as you have them in your hand, you can play them. You're playing for points called honor. It's a lot of fun.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because as much as I'm not good at for whatever reason, can't wrap my head around Magic the Gathering. I love deck building games. So I've got the Marvel. What is it? There's a Marvel deck building game that I have, and then I have the DC Universe deck building game. Both a lot of fun. And then obviously, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I know Joey is, but Annihilageddon. We play that a lot,
Wizard Wars,
which is a really fun deck building game. Which, speaking of, I got my ass beat, the most my ass has ever beat in that game ever by Ben. The one time we played it, and he was like, well, here I'm gonna like collect all these fucking cards, and he was like playing 17 cards at a time or some shit. Like he was just fucking destroying me, and so yeah, that was a lesson learned. But anyway,
it sucks to be beaten in a game you own. Sorry, Joey. What'd you say?
I said draw phase is important.
Yeah, Joey, what's the nerdiest thing you've done this week?
Well, I started playing a new game. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's on Steam. It's called Phasmophobia. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start hunting ghosts.
Not familiar with it.
So it's a ghost hunting game. So you and your buddies get out into the free world and you go into haunted areas and you chase down whatever type of ghost it is. And the whole thing is trying to figure out what ghost it is or what creature it is before you die. And there are pop-ups and jump scares and it's great. I can't wait to play it.
That sounds like it could be fun.
It's amazing.
I want to acknowledge our chat. So we do have CJ from Nightmare Nerdscapes in the chat. He is talking about the nerdiest thing he did this week. He said, I created a script to export a CSV from a database so that it can be used in Excel because database tables and spreadsheets aren't the same thing. It's true. Billy Rhodes giving us some pro tips. He said, pro tip for Magic the Gathering, having a lot of money to spend really helps you win.
Accurate.
And in response to that, Ben said, nah, just be sponsored. Because
right.
Ben is a sponsored Magic the Gathering player. And anyway, he said Phantasmophobia is also fun. Jesus, Ben, what do you...
Do you have any downtime, bud?
No, he's got plenty of downtime because he had a kid and he's home to help with the kid. So I guess he's getting some gaming in. But anyway, yeah, that's exciting. Our human relations specialist and fact checker extraordinaire, Ben, is here. Billy Rhodes is here. We are glad you guys are here for this. You got to hide when the ghost is active and set cameras up to catch them and whatnot. Interesting.
Yes.
If you guys have played Exit 8, I finished that a couple of weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. They've actually, I guess, made a live action movie that's going to be coming out about that. But if you're not familiar with it, it's a liminal horror game where you walk through the same subway tunnel over and over and over again, and you have to find differences, or you have to find not differences. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, anything that's different from the normal time that you walk through it. And if there's no changes to the tunnel, then you walk all the way through it and you go to the next level where you walk through the same tunnel again and look to see if there is anything different. And you do this over and over and over again until you get to level 8. Then you just stay in level 8 and you walk through level 8 over and over again, looking for absolutely every change. But anyway, if you find a change, you turn around and run the other way, and then it starts the tunnel over again, going the other way. Ben said speedruns of that game are so crazy. Yeah, it's a wild game. But if you don't notice the changes and you continue on as though you're not, as though you are at a normal level, then you die in some horribly vague way.
All right.
And like you walk into the tunnel and there's this guy that's walking the opposite direction from you and he just walks past you every time normally. But then sometimes you'll be walking and he'll be smiling instead of just walking. And then if you walk past him and turn around, he will jump on you and kill you. Like like if his head turns slightly as he comes past you, that's a change. Like sometimes there's like a poster with like these eyeballs on it that they just like tell you that there's a video camera, but then like sometimes they start watching you as you're walking. The game's wild.
Sounds like
people look for like a half second and know to turn around. Yeah, it's I don't know. I played it a lot. We finished it collectively. Me and my daughter and one of her friends were over, and we were all playing it. And we finally finished the game. But there's a lot. There's a lot of tiny little changes in the game that you really have to watch for. And then sometimes they're not so tiny, like a giant tidal wave of blood will come down the hallway and drown you. That's
probably a pretty good sign to turn around.
Yeah. That one's hard to get away from though, because if you don't notice it fast enough, it's on you. Billy said there's a similar game with a train car like that. Billy, that is the sequel to that called Car 8.
You run into that one.
How does my don't think for a second that I haven't been walking down the hallway and lose attention and forget that I'm supposed to be looking for shit and then walk through and miss it and then it starts you on level 0 again. So anyway, fun game. The nerdy thing I've been doing this week is I finally finished My Hero Academia, the anime, and I started My Hero Academia Vigilante, which is really fun. I'm really enjoying that one. It seems like they went for more street level heroes in Vigilante, and they basically have an analog for Batman, and then the main character is an analog for Spider-Man. And but it's just fun. It's fun to play in that world. And then like Wolverine and Cyclops show up in it, but like just different enough that Disney won't sue their asses. Like it was pretty funny.
I still need to finish My Hero Academia. It's something I watched through like season 3 and then stopped.
Billy said, also, if you're afraid of liminal spaces in real life, don't go on a cruise ship.
Wouldn't go on a cruise ship anyway, Billy.
And CJ said, I can't wait for Airplane 8 and Boat 8. Well, I'm telling you, brother, if the Exit 8 film does well enough, it'll probably happen. They'll probably keep making sequels to this game.
I try to make it 2 cruises a year. I mean, what's wrong with a cruise ship?
He does go on a lot of cruises. I've yet to make it to a cruise, but I will do so.
My whole thing is, if I get on a cruise and I'm having a bad time, I'm stuck, like completely stuck. And I don't want to risk that.
Yeah, that's true. What if that's the first time you find out you have severe seasickness?
They have a shot for that.
Same thing. Realize it's an awful experience, and then I'm stuck.
Yeah. CJ said, is Markiplier making an Exit 8 film? I mean, again, he not to be laughed at too much. I don't think while Iron Lung isn't doing great by movie standards today, he's made $24 million off of it, and his fans supported him enough to fund him making a movie. And if we've learned anything from indie filmmakers, they don't always nail it their first couple of times. It takes a little bit.
Right there. That's the answer.
Drink and gamble more.
Bad time on a cruise, just drink and gamble more.
That's all I do.
All right. You know what? I'll take that advice.
CJ said Iron Lung did well in his vow to put it out on DVD and Blu-ray, sending film nerds into a damn frenzy. Okay. I don't understand why, but
I'd get it on DVD.
Yeah. Anyway, Landon, do you want to talk about some news?
Always.
I'm going to fire those bullet points at you. Welcome to the bullet points. This week, we are breaking down some of, but certainly not all of the news going on in the world of nerds. I'm going to start us off with comic book news, but it's also my TV news. So, Landon, you're a fan of Owl House, right?
Yes, I am.
So, were you aware that the sequel to that is coming out now?
I'm aware that it's kind of a sequel, kind of a continuation, kind of just whatever. So,
the Owl House, The Long-Lived King, a graphic novel coming from series creators Dana Terrace and Mickey Crisostemo, probably didn't say that right, is coming out September 26th. It picks up right at the end of the original series and tells the tale of the Long-Lived King, which that's kind of a spoiler, so I won't say who that is or what's going on, but it does pick up and continue the story about the series.
Yeah. If you've seen the show, you can kind of hazard a guess.
Yeah. Billy said, is there a hit list, by the way? I got to start thinking of lies soon. Billy, we are doing our 5 favorite things to info dump about, and we are going to drop the invite into the chat so that you guys can join with just audio and call in and give us your hit list as they come up. So be ready. Kelvin in the chat says, what up, team? What up, Kelvin?
What up?
Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. The father of DFPN, the network that we are on, and a good friend of the show. Looking forward to hanging out with you at AnimeCon, brother. Moving along from comic news, Landon, what do you have in gaming news?
All right. In gaming news, I have so right off the top, a bit of sad news, actually. Hideki Sato, the creator, or rather the lead designer for all of Sega's consoles back when it was in the console market, passed away on February 13th.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was in charge of the teams that designed everything Sega. And it's sad to hear.
Was it like natural causes, or?
I believe it was natural causes.
Okay. Well, rest in peace, man. Thanks for your contribution to gaming as a whole. And Sega were kind of the they changed the game because Nintendo was kind of family friendly, and Sega was like, "Fuck that! Here's some red blood."
Sega does
Right.
what Nintendo don't.
Nice.
What else you got?
Okay. So Final Fantasy XI, that is the first multiplayer Final Fantasy game, not Final Fantasy 14, recently had to send in game masters to manually kill monsters that had gotten too strong. Or rather, I don't know if they had gotten too strong or if the game just could not understand that they were dead. So they had to send in devs themselves to kill them permanently.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Ow.
Imagine just you're fighting a monster that just won't stay dead. And then you see the creator actually come up to kill it for you and just being like, yeah, sorry about that.
My bad.
Messed up on this one. I'm sorry.
CJ said that sounds like some EverQuest shit.
It kind of does.
Right? That's like a random like video game moment. Like if you were watching like Sword Art Online or what shit? What's in that? The one with the guy with the bird mask.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Ask me that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Weird name.
Oh, I was gonna say, Billy. Yes. When people get their MMOs, get their MMO fix from a game, they stick with it for a while. Doesn't surprise me that we still have Final Fantasy 11 players.
Oh my God! Don't look it up. It's I fucking love this show. Justin Quick in the chat said, "Hey, Danny and everyone. Hey, Justin, glad you are here. Thank you for jumping in." Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier, another game, another anime that takes place inside of a video game. Where it'd be crazy if the creators just like showed up to like fight the monster for the main characters. Right. Yeah, that's nuts. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it's a fun little bug, fun little thing, and they just had to go into the game world itself to fix. It's fun.
Yeah,
fun story.
I enjoy that.
Game glitch.
Yep.
I guess.
All right, and last bit of news. Dispatch. Are y'all familiar with the game?
I fucking love Dispatch.
Yeah, it is actually being censored on the Nintendo Switch. They are covering some of the more risque scenes, i.e. the nudity, some of the sex scenes and everything. They are being removed on the Switch, which makes sense when you first think about it. You know, Nintendo is more of a family-friendly company. But The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 are both on the Switch, completely uncensored. Yeah. So that has a lot of people questioning why Dispatch specifically is being censored in this situation.
Yeah. They're like, okay, so this one game with CG hogs and boobs, no.
Mm-hmm.
These other two games
perfect
that are full of it and much bigger games, to be honest, too, because Dispatch isn't that long of a game. Wow.
Yeah.
Nintendo, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. A lot of people are wondering why, but it seems like Nintendo had a... You know what? I have to agree with you there, Billy, which is why Sega was the superior company. It's a shame it lost the console wars.
Yeah, what was it? Sega do what Nintendo don't? Is that what you
Sega
said?
does what Nintendo don't.
Got it. Yeah. So, yes.
But, yeah, from
Bob's
what we could tell...
for days.
Yeah. But from what we can tell, the censored version is being pushed out by the Dispatch developers themselves. Apparently, Nintendo gave them a little bit of a fuss, and they're like, all right, well, we already have censorship options on our Steam game. We'll just turn those on permanently and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
I hate having an option taken away from me. But like I remember like when Leisure Suit Larry came out on the Xbox and it first came out censored, and then they later released a special edition that was uncensored. And it was like it wasn't that much more fun to play after the censorship was down. I mean, the censorship was kind of half the fun of it. It's like a Deadpool comic. It's like the censorship bars in Deadpool comics are what make him funny. And so like when you watch the Deadpool movies and he's just saying this shit and he's not censored, it doesn't quite have the magic that it does in the comics.
It's kind of like whenever you Oh, sorry, Joey.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it's kind of like whenever you add a censor bleep your own just to make a joke a little funnier.
Right.
CJ said Magna Cum Laude was hilarious. And Billy said bunch of cooks.
Well, I mean, they do that now with like Disney songs and Disney videos where they just censor certain words. They say something that just sounds totally wrong for a Disney movie, but it's
Yeah.
great to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Kids Bop version of Thrift Shop.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that is gaming news. And then I just have a little bit of news for movie news. Slow week, man. Slow week. So following the trend for all of the Sonic movies where they eschew the voice actors, with the exception of Tails, where they eschew the traditional voice actors for the characters, Sonic 4, the next film in the legendary Academy Award-winning Sonic the Hedgehog movie franchise, has cast its voice actor for Amy. They have cast Kristen Bell to play the love interest of Sonic the Hedgehog, Amy, in the live action movie. Which is interesting, like because the voice of Amy, Shannon Chan Kent, is coming to Cape Anime this year, and it'll be interesting to talk to her about how she feels about the casting of Kristen Bell.
And we're not getting it.
Yeah.
How rude. I mean, you had the right option. Just take it.
Yeah.
CJ said a saga that rivals even Star Wars. It's true. It's true. It's right there. And then Billy said those movies are awesome. And then Story Love, one of the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fans I know, said, Kristen Bell, I'm so excited. So Ben said, gaming news, God of War original trilogy remake, Kingdom Hearts 4 in full development. I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 4 because I think they're getting away from the Disney stuff in this one. Maybe a little bit, but if they aren't, that's fine. But I remember like at the end of 3, they were saying that 3 was the end of like the more Disney level stuff, and they were going to be leaning more into the Final Fantasy side for 4. And the God of War original trilogy remake, that'd be fucking sweet. I love God of War. I love it so much, and that'll be part of my deep dive today. Not my deep dives, my info dumps in the hit list. But no spoilers there. I think that's what we've got for the news this week. I hope this news didn't just graze you. This has been the Bullet Points. Welcome back to the show. Ben says, will the remakes have the sex mini games? Not on the Switch. Okay. Billy said maybe she auditioned and couldn't cut it for the movie. And couldn't cut it. Urkel auditioned for the movie and they shit canned his ass. Maybe. I mean that's possible. She might have gotten an what am I trying to say? Not interview. Audition, thank you. It was right there. The word was right in front of me. Just could have looked at Billy's comment, but instead, just lock up like a cool guy. Right. You know how cool guys do?
Right.
All right, guys. So we are going to do the hit list now. And so what I'm going to do for you, and please pay attention, I am going to drop the invite to join us in the stream into the chat. And then what I want you to do is when you join without video. So audio only. You will join. I will be able to bring you up into the show to just talk, just audio. Hopefully adding all these people on just audio won't like crash our system instead of everybody in on video. So here goes. I'm going to put it here. And feel free to join. And then we will, you can just copy and paste this into your browser. You can just copy and paste this into your browser. It should take you to StreamYard and allow you to join in the stream with your audio. But yeah, just make sure your video is turned off. And if it isn't, I'll just click it off on the screen before I join you to the show. Anyway, so that being said, you guys ready for the hit list?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Welcome to the hit list. This week we are talking about our 5 favorite things to info dump about. Billy said, can I still answer chat style? I didn't want to bother my wife with me ranting like a lunatic. Yes, absolutely. You can drop your info dumps in the chat.
Yeah, if you want to, of course, we do have to warn everybody joining. We will have a 2-minute time limit for your rants. So
Yep.
as soon as you get on, you're going to have that 2-minute limit, and then we're cutting you off after that.
Yep. So anyway, this is going to be good times. Landon, do you want to kick us off with your number 5?
All right, my number 5. If I can remember quite what I put at number 5. I swear I do care about these things. It's just that I have trouble ranking all the things that I love so much.
Would an image help you?
Yeah, an image would help me. Great. All right, so my number 5 is actually management theories. Yes, I know it's boring. That's why I put it at number 5. So I'm somebody... 2-minute timer starting now. I'm somebody who is actually very interested in like how to organize things in like the workplace. I am somebody who understands the human component, and I understand that you just can't ignore that for the sake of profits. Not everybody realizes that. When I went into my management courses in college, I realized a lot of people were rolling their eyes at every single theory that said, hey, your workers are human beings. Listen to them and understand them, because they're all business majors, and business majors don't have souls. Not important though. So my favorite management theory is that is Hertzberg's hygiene and motivational theory. It's the idea that in the workplace, there's 2 different types of factors when it comes to satisfying your employees. There's motivational factors. These are the things that make them want to achieve and go beyond and push more and do more. These are like accolades. These are bonuses for getting extra work done, things along those lines. These are the things that push your workers to do more. On the other side are hygiene theories, or hygiene factors. These are the things that basically prevent dissatisfaction. These are like safety measures in the workplace so that people don't get injured. This is a decent pay so that people aren't constantly wondering if they're going to make rent this month because they don't get paid enough for the work they do. Things along those lines. I find it very interesting because people tend to mix these up whenever it comes to the workplace. Some people think, oh, well, you're getting a decent paycheck. That means you want to go above and beyond. It's like, no, they get that paycheck whether they go above and beyond or not. But if you give them like accolades and praise for going beyond, they would like that. Same thing is if they get accolades and praise, but like the regular pay is shit and it's not a safe workplace, they're not going to want to be there.
Time's up.
I appreciate you respecting the timer, Landon. I was so invested, and now you'll have to tell me all the rest of that later.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Joey, are you prepared to give us your number 5?
Yeah, that's going to be the last image I sent you. I'm not crazy.
Okay.
So,
okay, hold on. Well, let me put the image up before you. All right, here's Joey's number 5. Go ahead.
All right. So last week I mentioned something about wrestling, which used to be one of my favorite things to watch. And I made the statement that the Brothers of Destruction were the tag team champions for WCW and WWE. And I don't know how many people clap back saying, oh, no, that never happened. That's not a possible thing. World change scenarios. But here you are. This is the information that if you want to know it, you can see it just as well as I can. They were, in fact, the WWE and the WWC tag team champions. That's about it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he left us time to comment back.
Anybody?
I think you photoshopped this.
I did not.
I think that is completely made up. I don't think it really happened. Where did you find this, ChatGPT?
Yeah, sure. This is straight off the interwebs where everything is correct.
Yeah. All right. Solid number 5, Joey. Way to tear that subject up. We are going to go to our first time person to ever call in on Cutting Edge Hero, Story Love. Here we go. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Doing great. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Thank you so much for joining us. What is your number 5 thing that you love to info dump about?
Well, you called me on it earlier. It's definitely Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hmm.
In fact, we were watching the third movie last week, and Sean asked me, where did Shadow come from? And I'm like, okay, strap in. Buckle up. It's time to... I need to pause the film and...
Well, now we need the answer. Where did Shadow come
Where did
from?
Shadow come from?
So, the original game, he was created by Gerald Robotnik using the DNA of Black Doom to become the ultimate life form in order to heal Maria. The first ultimate life form was the Bio Lizard, which we see referenced in movie number 3 in the black and white Moss movie they're watching. And he also shows up in Sonic Generations. You fight him again, and so yeah, that's the gif of it.
Yeah. Oh, what is your favorite thing about Sonic the Hedgehog?
You know, my favorite thing about Sonic the Hedgehog is that his personality-wise, he's everything that I want to be. He's confident. He loves his friends. He never gives up. You know, he's just got that.
He's blue.
He's blue. He is all a hedgehog. He has that charisma. That is.
You're saying he's
makes
got
him
that
very
hog in him?
lovable and that's my favorite thing about it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I think you're in under the wire on your 2 minutes. We will be back to you for your number 4, okay?
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
Hang tight.
Dang. Had like 40 minutes of spare time. Or not 40 minutes, 40 seconds. Gosh.
40 seconds of spare time. We have not gotten anything else in the chat as far as people's number 5s. So we can wait on those. And in the meantime, I'll do my 2 minutes on my number 5. So my number 5 is the Cosmere. Brandon Sanderson's huge epic universe spanning book series that currently is 19 novels and novellas spanning a universe of many different characters, many different races, many different planets, and certainly many different magic systems, which is, I think, the most incredible thing that he does is that he establishes a new magic system based on whatever it is he decides to use for whatever universe that he's putting it in, be it people eating heavy metals, which is Mistborn, and then each one gives them a different ability, or whether it's a Stormlight Archive where they absorb light that is brought to them by the storms that rage across their planet constantly. The voices that Brandon Sanderson is able to give his different characters, no two characters in the Cosmere are the same, which is crazy when you think about the fact that there are 19 books, each book containing multiple original characters inside of it. No two characters are the same. They all have their own independent voices, ideas, reasons. No character exemplifies this more than Wit or Hoyd or Safandrius or any of the other names that he goes by in the series. But this is one character that jumps across every single universe, and he appears in every single Brandon Sanderson book. And not only is he such a cool character because he was there at the shattering of Adonalsium, but he is hilarious. Like, he's hilarious, but he's fun, but he tells these incredible stories that really get you in the feels. And he's my favorite character in the Stormlight Archive. Shortly behind that is, of course, Kaladin Stormblessed, the epic sad boy who is dealing with the worst case of clinical depression ever seen in a fantasy universe, which is it's an incredible thing to witness a character that is dealing with something. Okay. Going back to chat for our number 5s, CJ's number 5 is 1980s horror movies. Now, if you have ever watched Nightmares and Nerdscapes, CJ can talk about this endlessly. He has all the info. He knows all the directors. He knows all the actors. He knows all the behind-the-scenes stories. He can just talk endlessly about these things, and it's so interesting to get to hear the wealth of knowledge that he contains inside himself.
Nice.
He also said in 15 textbooks to explain his various magic systems. It's true, but that's half the fun. It's like a deep dive buffet for a neurodivergent man. There's no bottom to this rabbit hole. I just fucking love it. Anyway, sorry, I'm back on my shit. Ben said his number 5 is the Cosmere, but not as nerdy as Danny. He's who I call when I don't know what's going on. It's true. Nicholas Marshall in the chat. Welcome to the show, Nick. Glad you are here. He said Doctor Who. CJ said fantasy STEM. Woohoo. And Ben said, Danny, your 2 minutes is up. Knock it off. All right. Moving along. Landon, what's your number 4?
All right. My number 4. Another boring one for y'all. It is public speaking. So I really like public speaking. I like to perform. I'm on this fucking show. Of course I do. But I really do like talking about public speaking because a lot of people just don't know how quite to do it. You get up on stage, you do a presentation, you do whatever it is that you need to do. You got to be a little loose with it. You got to be able to carry it on like it's a conversation that you're having with the audience. You can't just get up there and recite a script. You're not doing a play. You're not doing prose. You are essentially explaining something to the audience in this situation, a speech, a presentation, whatever. Keep it loose and have like some bullet points you have to hit in order to progress with what you're doing. Feel free to pivot whenever you can. And for the love of God, change your tone, okay? Fucking change your tone. You know that one kid that would just read in class when you would all take turns and it felt like you were dying every time they read because it was just so monotone and they just spoke like they just didn't know what they were even saying. I don't mean this to bully that kid, but hey, that kid, it hurt to listen to you read. Bueller, exactly. It just to try to do it like it's a conversation. Try to do it like you want to tell them something you learned, like you're gonna info dump, like we are now. Feel free to start with like a joke or something. In the classes I've had where I've had to do a presentation, when I start with a joke and I get at least some people to laugh, it gets those people who were paying attention at the beginning to want to stick around a bit more because they think they're going to be entertained. And it gets the people who weren't paying attention in the beginning to perk up a little bit because, wait, everybody's laughing. What is going on? They want to know now.
Fantastic, Landon. My God. And yeah, you were absolutely true. I cannot tell you how many seminars I've sat through where the person's just like droning on and on and on. And it's like, cool, I'll get a nap in. Want to go back to Billy's number 5. He said Vulcan history from Star Trek with an emphasis on their humor. And while even though they claim otherwise, Vulcans lie like all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, live long and prosper, motherfucker. Okay, Joey, what do you have for your number 4?
Oh, okay. You got a timer set there.
Yep.
We're gonna bring out a little bit of my favorite pastime, and this is one of my favorite collections I've recently acquired here.
I don't think we have room for this in here.
Oh, we're gonna try. You're lucky I didn't bring the bag with 552 lures.
You need to get up above the lower third, or nobody's gonna see what you're doing.
So, one of my favorite pastimes is fishing. It's calming. It's relaxing. It's just a interesting time. You can change your rod, your reels, your fishing line for whatever you're fishing for. There are several different species of fish worldwide. I have been as far as deep sea fishing, catching sharks, sea bass. I like crappie fishing. My favorite is catfishing. I do love to sit on a bank in the middle of the night with, lights behind me, my poles in the water, and watching the water go by, listening to the water, and that big fish just grab a hold of your line and take off, and you fight him for 20, 30 minutes. Just get him in on the bank and take pictures of it to show your friends and family and your brother who really hates fishing. Can't stand the idea of fishing.
Fucking boring.
Would rather go out and walk through the water and hand fish.
I just want to punch a fish, man.
I mean, that's a point. Go out and punch a fish, but yeah. I love fishing. I really do.
Yeah, bait and tackle.
All right.
That's my pastime.
55 seconds remaining on the timer.
Wow.
Hey, I'm getting better.
That was that was your longest info dump yet.
Hey.
All right. For our number 4s, we'll kick it off with Story Love in the chat. Story Love, are you there?
I am.
All right. What do you have for number 4?
It's going to be the Friday the 13th movie series and franchise.
Okay.
We just had a Friday the 13th, and so we've been marathoning all the movies. And, I couldn't really tell you why, but it is my favorite horror franchise of all time. I think it's just because it's that quintessential, like, 80s camp slasher, with the minimal gore and the settings and the costumes and the slow tension build up to the actual like in fight. Like, so much of the movie is not actual a slasher but just silly 80s romping, and I just love it. I love it so much. I love the lore. Like, one
Yeah.
of the things that I really like is all the lore behind it, because they don't always lay it out for you. And in the first movie, it's Pamela, but in the second movie, it turns out Jason's been alive this whole time, and now he's coming out to avenge Pamela. And then in the not third movie, the fourth movie, that's when he's actually killed, and then like comes back somehow with like that demonic possession, spirit of vengeance, whatever you want to call it. They never really say or explain, but I kind of like that. It leaves it open to the viewer.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I have enjoyed watching Friday the 13th with you. And you always giggle at the most inappropriate parts of the movie. And that's one of the most fun parts of watching the movie is like, when is Brianna gonna giggle when you shouldn't about this horrible slasher film?
There's another one in March. We'll have a movie night.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, hang tight. We'll be back for your number 3.
1 second left on the timer. Wow.
Nice. Billy's number 4. He said in-universe lore of the Blair Witch, including the Book of Shadows, and how that is a movie within the movie, and that explains why it is so bad. Yeah.
Also, Billy, yes, throw a pie if you need to. Do something.
Is that to stop us on the 2-minute timer?
No, I think that was about me talking about
the guy over the monotone public speakers. Got it. Yep. Okay, fantastic. We don't have anything else in chat yet, but if you guys get yours up, I will still feature them. My number 4 is a pastime that I came to later in life, but that I have, as I do with most things, really jumped into learning all about it, and that is woodworking. From my collection of fine files and chisels and mallets and benches and the workbench that I made with my own 2 hands, some glue, and a wood planer. All of the wood planers that I have collected and then also received from my father's collection, that I have taken the time to rehab to where I can run a wooden jack plane that is over 100 years old across a piece of fine hardwood and get the finest, most see-through little strip of paper of wood off of something that has been around since, before any of us existed. It is insane. And that doesn't even get me on the subject of joinery. There are so many different kinds of joinery in the world. There are so many interesting ways to take one piece of wood and another piece of wood and put it together. And no one has mastered every version. There is no one who has mastered every kind of joinery, from Japanese joinery, British joinery, German joinery. When you're talking about American style joinery, the world over, people have been trying to find ways to take fine woods and turn them into nice things that will last you and your children and your children's children until the end of time, as opposed to this IKEA shit that you get that's made out of cardboard that's all pressed together and weighs 1,000 pounds. You get something made out of a fine red oak or like a white oak or a poplar, which poplar is like the softest of the hardwoods. Or like a nice hickory, and like woodworking goes into so many different avenues, whether you're talking about making weapons or you're talking about making desks or you're talking about making toys or whether you're talking about making ballistas or
your wife or significant other happy. Wait a minute.
fantastic. Let's see what we've got some more chat that has dropped. Let's see. CJ said space and rules. He's talking about Jason 10, I believe. You want to smoke some pot and have some premarital sex, victim number 4. And then he said they do in fact explain how Jason becomes undead. And then his CJ's number 4 is the Ravenloft book series, which is based on the Forgotten Realms. What's the word I'm looking for? Source book for Ravenloft. But yeah, really cool. Fantastic. Landon, what do you have for number 3?
All right, my number 3, I have musicals. So it's not something I talk about very often just because it rarely comes up, but I am somebody that really enjoys musicals. The man I had up there was Stephen Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim was known to a lot of people as somebody who wrote some really great music for a lot of really shitty musicals. And that's because Stephen Sondheim likes a paycheck. So he would, if you could pay him, just write music for whatever you wanted. But also he just enjoyed writing music. So I don't think he was really that expensive anyway, at least not until he got super big. But he wrote musicals. He wrote music for a ton of musicals. Some of the most notable ones. For some reason, the only thing coming to my mind right now is Into the Woods. But like he's done shit ton. But he has done a shit ton, and I do not have enough time to sit here and think in the 1 minute I have remaining. But he's somebody that like will try to figure out what's going on in the musical and what's going on with the characters and everything, try to figure out like what's the best way to write a song. My favorite one was for a musical he wrote called Company. Got a second one there, where he basically chilled out with like or heard a story about the actress who was playing a character and basically wrote the song about the actress more than the character. But it fit because the character was more or less written for this actor. And it's really good. He is basically, like I said, known for writing a lot of good songs for a lot of shitty musicals, but also for a lot of really good, really well-known musicals. And everything in between. And I love learning more about the lore of musicals sometimes than the actual musicals themselves, but that's neither here nor there.
Wow.
So many times.
You stopped to breathe and your time ran out. But yeah, Sondheim was like a huge inspiration to like Lin-Manuel Miranda for Hamilton and for many other playwrights and show creators, the guy that made Wicked and, other stuff. But yeah, Sondheim's legendary. Joey, what do you got for your number 4?
My number 4 is
number 3.
Sorry. Yeah, my 3, 4, and 5 are all kind of linked here together. So,
fun.
We're gonna start with the wonderful world of dice. I love collecting dice. Dice are.
They can't see those.
I can't see.
You got to get them above the lower third on the left there.
I'm working here.
I took us off the screen.
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so dice come in all kinds of sizes, colors. They have gel core, they have picture dice, they have all kinds of dice. They come collections in nice little spinny dice like these that have every single dice on here for D&D, Magic, and all that. Life counter dice. Everything is on this one little spinning dice, which you can't see because I guess we're not on screen.
You can see it. You're on screen.
Okay. So, yeah, my wife likes to gift me things for dice because I love to collect them. My last collection item would have been this wonderful collection for my D&D games I play on the weekends. These are all electronic light-up dice. D4s, D6, D8s, D10s, D12s to a D20. So anything.
Is there a D2 in there?
Huh?
Is there a D2 in there?
There is no D2. doesn't exist.
I have a D2. Shut up. Carry on.
That's a cheaper version of a D6. You have a 1 and a 2. Yeah, can you have a two-sided die?
I have a
Oh, the
two-sided
coin.
die. No, I have a two-sided die.
You're gonna have to show me because I
will.
For my
Yeah,
collection.
I have
So
it.
That would be great. All kinds of games have different kinds of die. You have skull dice for board games. You have counter dice. You have roll dice. You have spin dice. You have everything. I just love every form of dice. Yeah, dice are great.
All right. Great number 3. I appreciate that. Now we will go to the chat. Story Love, hit us with your number 3.
That's gonna be Undertale.
Oh boy.
So Undertale is this. The whole story is just crazy. Toby Fox, who made it by himself, was living in the basement of the guy who made Home. What was that webcomic?
Homestuck.
Homestuck. Thank you, Landon. Yes, he was living in his basement and he made this game by himself. You know, inspired by Mother, who was English title like Earth something. Earthbound. Thank you. And he made it by himself. This amazing little indie game that completely blew up. It is so like in depth and heartfelt, and it's so amazingly funny and yet incredibly sad. And the story is amazing. And if you go into like the online community, the amount of like alternative universes that the fans have created is astounding. Like you'll see all these artists creating all these different designs of every single character that Timmy has made. If they could think of a theme that is a universe from Undertale, it probably rivals all the AUs of Marvel. And like that's not even talking about the stuff that you just see like in the game itself. There's like these FUNs, these universe numbers that you get in the game that determine what you see in the game. And so you could play it 100 times and you'll find something new on the 100th time. You'll finally see the sprite that is just buried in this one iota of the game, and people will have latched onto it and blown it up into this huge lore and story. It's never mentioned in the actual game itself. It's fantastic, and I love it.
Wow, perfect timing. Yeah, I have yet to play Undertale, and I probably should, because one time I said that a game was the spiritual successor to Undertale, and everyone laughed at me because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So, I really need to play that game. I think I have it on a couple of different systems because it's everywhere, and yeah, I need to jump in on that. Great number 3. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent number 3.
We're gonna dive in on some of the chat here. CJ said leadership theory is his number 3. Yeah. And Billy said Johnny Appleseed. I became interested in him because we have the same birthday, and I never really stopped learning about him since. He was a pretty interesting guy. Interesting. Billy said he saw a D1 one time. What is that, a marble? And CJ said, good times, Danny, good times. My number 3 is such a interesting thing. I'll go ahead and just put the picture up. It's swords. I have spent my entire life in love with swords. From the time that I was a small child and I could pick up a stick and I could swing it around and pretend it was a sword, into my adulthood. And so as an example of that, I have some of my swords with me here. But I just finished 3D printing these. These are the Blades of Chaos from God of War. I've just gotten them done. I haven't painted them yet. I have those. I have these. These are my my swords. This is my collection of actual combat ready katana, wakizashi, and tanto that I have collected. On top of that, I made this sword. It is Nightblood from the Cosmere. I made that for Ben. I was talking about that last week. But there's that guy there. On top of having actual metal swords, I also have a collection of bamboo, like anime katanas that I use for cosplaying. So that is Roronoa Zoro's sword. That's one of them. I have the other 3 over here. So then I have his whole collection here. So I've got these swords. I just got this from Astoria Workshop. This is an actual sword. That is the Master Sword with the sheath. I'm in love with this thing. Probably my new favorite sword. But then I have swords that I've collected over my lifetime. There's this one. I really love this sword. I hand wove this silver hilt myself. And then I've got my practice swords. And then, obviously some fantasy swords. I got my lightsaber collection. On top of that, I also have like this bastard sword that I got. That's called Steel.
Time's up.
Oh, okay.
Put them down. Too many weapons in one room. Never.
I just
That's
really love
never a
swords.
thing. Yeah. He do love swords.
But anyway, that's my number 3. Landon, what did you have for your number 2?
My number 2 is RimWorld in general, but for this one, I want to focus just on the DLCs. So the Royalty DLC was the first one to come out for RimWorld. It expanded on the lore a lot, but for a lot of people, it really felt underwhelming as a first DLC. As more DLCs came on and filled out other niches, I personally have thought Royalty has gotten better and better in hindsight. It's something that adds just a good neutral amount of content that you're going to use at least some of it all throughout whatever game you play. Like, for example, if you don't want to interact with like all the actual like Royalty High Stellarch court stuff, you don't have to. But you can use like the jump packs that'll let your melee fighters get in close to the enemies. Or you can use the psionics that people gain access to in that DLC. It's something that like you can ignore the parts you don't like and play with the parts that you do like pretty easily. And that's something that I like. Ideology came out next, and that added basically ideologies for your colony to follow. A lot of people turn it off now, but when it first came out, it was actually pretty good. It gave your colonies more of a definite character before, where they were just sort of generic, survive whatever you can. Then came out biotech. Yeah, biotech. Added new races, essentially. New altered humans that you could change and add different genes to. It was things like mole people. It was things like Neanderthals. It was things like sanguinophages, aka vampires, or even like Highmates, which were like elf-like humans that also were very attractive genetically. And then there were 2 more DLCs that came out that I did not play, and luckily I do not have enough time to talk about anyway, but I've heard mixed things about one and good things about the other.
I've never played RimWorld.
Me neither.
Joey, what do you have for number 2?
Okay. My number 2 is what we would call protectors for your card collections. So even if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon, One Piece, whatever, they have these collector's items. Some they have standard sleeves. So you have all these sleeves options. You have standard colored sleeves to protect. Put the sword away. We're done with that.
Carry on.
So you have those. You have specialty sleeves for your commanders, your legions, your top runners. You have deck boxes that are decorated for whatever you like. You can print them. You can make any ones you want. You want your mom on a deck box. You want your mom on a card. You want your brother with that goofy ass face on your deck boxes or on your cards. You can get them. You can also create theme based. So this is a deck I put together at one time. It's called the Puppers deck. I have that face. That would be great on a card sleeve. I would love that. So you have all these cute things. If you like cutesy stuff, they have dark stuff. If you like dark stuff, they have anything you can think of, you can get put on a sleeve or protector for your cards if you want to keep them around for a long, long time. Yeah, I like deck protectors and sleeves. They come in handy. Keep laughing.
Great.
Rant over.
That card sleeves are cool. Going to Story Love for her number 2. Story Love.
My number 2 is going to be grammar, which is a big part of my job, but I also do just genuinely enjoy it, and I I love keeping up to date on all the evolutions and changes that go into English grammar. For example, the Universal Handbook for grammar is the Chicago Manual of Style. Unless you're a journalist, in which point it's the AP, and unless you're a psychologist, which is the APA. So I really love getting into the nitty gritty of, is this right or is this right? And I love getting online and asking that like googling like that question and going into all these forums of like-minded people and seeing that sort of like the arguments and examples. Like I'm sure even even if you're not really into grammar, you probably know the battle for the Oxford comma.
I'm a staunch defender of the Oxford comma.
Same here.
Exactly. So yeah, that's one of my big things I really love getting into.
Yeah, that's and I mean, as an author, you've kind of made that your life as well. I mean, I know that's incredible, and I think that English isn't one language; it's 6 languages in a trench coat, wearing a fedora. So it's just so crazy the hoops we've created and that we have to jump through to make this language make sense in the written word.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
thank you for your number.
I'm still not sure how a semicolon works.
Semicolon slash.
Yeah. Thank you. We will be back with you for your number 1. Let's see. CJ's number 2 was musical theater. You can info dump on musical theater. I can kind of info dump on some musical theater. Not a lot. I'm sure I'm not as versed as CJ and certainly Landon are. Billy's number 2, the history of Hong Kong. The setting of Ghost in the Shell, being inspired by the Kowloon walled city, inspired me to learn all about it. The protest reignited it again when that happened too. Interesting. Billy said, I like the Oxford comma unless it is funnier to not use it.
I'm always a supporter of the bit, even if it means losing out on the Oxford comma.
Yep. Do it for the bit. Always do it for the bit.
Bits.
Let's see. My number 2. My number 2, I'm very passionate about. You guys may have heard me mention it a time or two, but it is the Transformers. Specifically Generation 1, but I can certainly go on and on about Generation 2, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Transformers Armada, Transformers Prime, Transformers the animated series, all the different iterations of Optimus Prime, the character originally voiced by Peter Cullen. He has been voiced by several other actors since then, including the incredible Alan Tudyk, but Gary Chalk, just a huge litany, Liam Neeson, of people who have gotten the chance to play this character that has had such an indelible and incredible legacy in media, in fiction, both on television, in movies, in comic books. For me personally, just Optimus Prime, when I see him, I just get really fucking excited, and I don't know why. I have no explanation for it. I can tell you that my love of Gundam stems from the fact that the RX-78-2 looks like a white version of Optimus Prime, which was my favorite toy growing up, which was the Ultra Magnus toy, which was a white version of Optimus Prime. But that is why I love Gundam so much as well. It stems from my love of Transformers. Whenever you look at the original origins of the Transformers, they were 2 different toy lines. They were the Diaclone toys, and then they were also the Mini Masters. Actually, I don't think that's the right name. But anyway, they were 2 different toy lines in Japan. One was toys that were made to look like vehicles, and another one was toys that were just made to look like things. And both sets of toys transformed into robots. Diaclone was actually originally a spin-off of the toy line that created G.I. Joe, the original action figure. They were originally go with the G.I. Joe figures, and then they became their own thing. Megatron, the original version of Megatron, everybody knows he turns into a handgun. That was a toy based on the gun from the film Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah. Transformer ran.
Anyway, Landon, are you ready to give me?
Not ready just yet. Something popped up. I'll be right back.
Okay,
That's what she said.
we'll vamp.
You do that.
There's too many weapons around for you to be here ranting.
So I don't know. I think Landon might have had to shit. Probably not. Probably not. I don't think he has bodily functions. Landon is a synthezoid.
He's a transformer.
Oh, if he is, please tell me. If any of you are secretly Transformers, please tell me. You can trust me. I won't tell
We
anyone.
won't tell it.
I won't tell anybody. Yeah. So yeah, really enjoying everybody's topics. I'm a little sad. You should just start the one and be still doing it when he comes back. I could do that.
Hello.
Oh, welcome back,
You
Landon.
made it.
Sorry about that delay. Something just popped up. Yeah.
Okay, Landon, are you ready to give me your number 1? And I'm gonna keep it short because these have been long.
All right, fair enough. So my number 1 is Kenshi. And I'm choosing to talk about the lore here, but I do want to talk a little bit about the aesthetics. It is this rusted out apocalypse look that is somewhere in between Morrowind and Fallout. So I really love the aesthetic. But moving on. So the lore of Kenshi is that the world is more or less dying and ending out. It's separated into 3 main factions and then several smaller factions, but the 3 main ones are the Holy Nation, the United Cities, and the Czech Empire. The Holy Nation is just, it's a theocracy. It is entirely ran by human males, pretty much. And they kind of suck because they hate everybody else that is not a human male. The United Cities. They also kind of suck because they are just an oligarchy, pretty much. Heavy slave labor. Holy Nation is also heavy slave labor, but so is the United Cities. And they kind of just sit around, and the royals and nobles kind of just run everything while also doing nothing. The Czech Empire is all about honor. Think of your classic warrior culture. That's the Czech. They're great. If you can fight, they like you. The world is ending. You are seeing what is the result of ecological collapse. But you also see some of the attempts of the previous empire that united all the lands, attempts to try to keep things going. Like, for example, whenever food collapsed, they tried to do a whole bunch of different things. They tried to get crops growing. They tried to find alternative food sources. Eventually, people ended up turning to cannibalism when things got really bad. The former emperor of the whole place is called Cat Lon. And his influence to the world is still so great that the currency is currently still called cats. Put it away, Danny.
That's what she said.
And none of that matters in the game because it's all dying and you have no way to save the world.
I'm not familiar with this game at all. What is Kenshi?
It
Like,
is
other than your deep dive. Like, what's it from? Or what was it on?
It is on PC. It is on Steam. It is a lot of fun. It is not the kind of game you would like, Danny, because it's something.
Turn-based?
It is not turn-based, no, but it is something where you have to fight for every inch. You have to start out being like bottom of the food chain, no special abilities, no special skills. You are not special. You'll get buried or whatever, and you can die oh so easily. You have to work to get good at fighting.
I'm fine with that. I want to work to get good at fighting in a game. I don't have an issue with that. My issue is when everybody's on even playing field and you're just constantly like fighting for that tiny little bit above the guy that's playing next to you on fucking World of Warcraft. Like you put me against an environment where I got to work my ass off, I'm in.
All right, fair enough.
There's a good one.
It's a lot of fun, and I guess that counts as a little extra rant. So in that case, I shall be silent for a little longer to make up for it. I'm sorry,
Oh,
everybody.
that's okay. We
I
forgive
couldn't
you.
follow the rules.
We all wanted to know.
Joey, what's your number one?
My number one is a Magic the Gathering. It was started by Wizards of the Coast in August of 1993 when I was in high school. Roughly 29,170 unique cards have been printed as of February 2026. It's a card game that anybody can play if they pick it up. It's fun for singles, doubles, triples. I mean, deck building in itself is fun. Going through, you need to learn to play. You would enjoy it. It's even online. You can download MTG Arena and learn how to play Magic online with a computer. It'll teach you step by step, card by card, how to play the game. I do believe it would be something you would be interested in. Magic has gone as far as coming out with new versions, new games. You have standard play, you have fun play at home, you have EDH or commander play. They've even come out with specialty cards. You have secret lair cards. You have you like Bob Ross? They have Bob Ross lands. They have artwork from Bob Ross. It's a great thing. They have new Ninja Turtles one coming out soon. They do have Princess Bride, which I personally own because I really do enjoy the Princess Bride, and I have all the cards from that collection. They have Avatar, The Last Airbender. They have that collection. They are coming out with a Dungeons and Dragons. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, they have that set coming out for you as well. And also Fallout. Fallout has been done. So your gaming cards, your video cards, your movie cards, everybody could have a collection of their own style Magic the Gathering cards. So very impressive worldwide.
All right.
Ben said competitive Magic is the most fun thing I've ever done. That guy's got 4 kids.
He does.
Oops, sorry. I'm clicking people's number ones and shit. Let's go to Story Love for her number one. Hold on. CJ said, I agree. I ran a green red wolf run deck like 10 years ago and had a friggin' blast. Going to Story Love for her number one.
So my number one is literature, which is a pretty broad umbrella, but it kind of does cover everything I love to talk about. I love like going to Dante's Inferno and how Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's original translation is still my favorite. I love The Mysterious Death of Edgar Allan Poe, or how William Faulkner is completely overrated. Okay, I took a whole class on this guy. This guy walked around with a cane and pretended to have a war injury. He was never in the war. If this guy was in my creative writing class, I would have torn him apart if he brought in what he wrote. And of course, getting into the modern stuff. I love every time I finish a book, Sean, who is wonderful, will listen to me talk about, he has not read it, he will just listen to me talk about like the themes of this book, and this is what it was really saying, and I think that this character, etc., etc., etc. He's like, that's great, Brie, I love it. And Danny has of course engaged me in all of our Discworld discussions. Amazing series.
I love Discworld.
And just getting into all of the David Wong books, just anything really.
Yeah. I am probably not as big of a literary nerd as you are, but I tend to lean more fantasy, but J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Friedman, Arthur Conan Doyle, just incredible. The worlds that have been created for us through just putting words on paper is incredible.
The mind worlds are great.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your hit list, Story Love. Thank you for joining us, and I appreciate that. And thank you for being our first ever caller to the show.
Hell yeah, you guys have
First-time caller,
fun.
long-time
Yeah,
listener.
we'll talk to you later. Okay, so then we can go to our chat. We'll go to some comments here first. Ben said, I would drop everything before I had a family to go to a Magic tournament. Couldn't get the day off work, no call, no show. At the age 18 to 21, I spent, no exaggeration, 14 hours a day consuming MTG info. And that's why he, is
Semi-pro.
yeah,
Sponsored
a sponsored semi-pro Magic the Gathering player. CJ said, check out the Wide Carnivorous Sky and other monstrous geographies if you can. Technicolor is amazing if you're a Lovecraft or Poe fan. Cool. Billy Rhodes, number 1 with food, I guess. I went to culinary school, worked in kitchens for almost 30 years. I watched food shows, read food books, watch food documentaries. I'm so burnt out. I wish I went to a real school.
Bizarre foods.
CJ's number 1, movies. Just all and any movies. And that tracks. That's the most CJ thing I've ever read. Okay, cool. And then for my number 1, this one was probably something everybody could predict, or at least somewhat predict. But my number 1 is superheroes. I remember as a child, my school had the DC Comics encyclopedia, which was just a normal encyclopedia, but with DC big characters like Superman and Batman. Interestingly enough, this is a pre-crisis encyclopedia, and it had both the older Golden Age Superman and the Silver Age Superman and Superboy on the page together in this encyclopedia. It all took place before they decided to kill off all of the main different versions of the superheroes and unify the DC universe down to one. But that was the very first superhero media I believe I ever consumed, and from that on to the rest of my life, I was hooked. I could not get enough Batman. And then, man, once I figured out that Marvel existed and I got into Spider-Man, and then whenever Fox Kids brought the X-Men animated series to our televisions, that's whenever I met the greatest superhero of all time and the person, the superhero that had the most indelible impact on me of my entire childhood, Wolverine. But also just like, I have been buying and consuming comic books and comic book media and superhero media since I was a small child. I still have the first comic book I ever bought. It was a Ghost Rider comic. But I still have that, and I have every other comic I've ever owned unless somebody stole it from me. I have an encyclopedic knowledge of their worlds, their histories, where they come from, who wrote them, who created them, for both Marvel and DC and Image. I also love like indie comics and characters like Scud the Disposable Assassin and The Legend of Arthur Strode and Violent Messiahs, if you ever read that. Just the original though, because the comics after the original story kind of like were like just trying to keep the damn thing alive, but it was just so unnecessary, and they could have ended the story at the end of Violent Messiahs. But they were just trying to pump that IP for every penny that they could get out of it. I feel like you're trying to tell me something, Landon.
Where's the stop
button? Anyway, I could continue to go on about that because I have been doing so for the last like 5 years on this show, and I still haven't run out of shit to talk about.
Not an end to it. Not an end at all.
But the love of nerdy shit is so incredible, and this list, this opportunity to show you guys kind of what we nerd out about was incredible. And to see that so many of us all do this deep dive thing where we just have to learn absolutely fucking everything about the most niche shit or the most common shit, like knowing all of your lures and rods and baits and
Fishing line,
fish and scalers and
yes,
flies and floaters. Am I still doing fishing talk?
You're doing all right. You're
okay. Anyway, Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for being part of the list. What are we going to do next week, guys?
Questions need answers.
Yeah. Want to do our 150 favorite swords?
You would be the only one that could actually pull that off in one room.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could.
Uh,
And have real copies of those swords.
Want to do our 5 favorite shameless cash grabs? And we can include like 80s toy lines, like Transformers and other stuff like that. Just things that were clearly like sell a toy first and lore later,
Right.
that have turned into things that have left such an indelible impact on us.
All right.
Yep. 5 favorite shameless cash grabs that we love.
Sure.
Okay. So that will be our list for next week. But for this week, this has been the hit list. Welcome back to the show. What a great time this was, guys. I really enjoyed this. The 2-minute timer was a brilliant idea, Landon.
Thank you.
Yeah, because Joey was like, I don't think we need that. I want to talk, I want to just be able to talk. And I don't think he understood where Landon and I would go if we didn't have something to tell us to quit.
We found out.
Yeah. Great. This was great. Love this. Joey, you got anything you want to say to the nice folks?
Probably the same thing I say all the time. Thank you for being here. I enjoy the time we spend together. I enjoy the stories we share. Life is great. Spending time with my brother every Wednesday. Spending time with Landon. Landon's great. So, yeah, I enjoy the times we have together here, guys.
Landon, anything you want to say to the nice folks?
Same thing I say every week. Thanks for coming in and watching the show. Without you all, we would just be talking to the walls, and we would do that every week. But you all are the part that actually makes this a show. And thank you for that, really.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. We had a blast with you. Get your lists together for next week. And you know what? You guys have been great. We've been Cutting Edge Hero.
See y'all.
Bye.